Charles and I have two lovely children, Ruth and Gerald. Due to the nature of our jobs, being in and out of town and sometimes closing late, we resolved that our children should stay with my mother-in-law after closure from school. I had been changing house helps for years now, but recently ceased from having them due to the challenges they present. Just recently, my children have been complaining to me about how strict grandma has been to them, and as a result, they are reluctant to stay with her.
Close your eyes! Shut your mouth! Don't tell me grandma, please. What nonsense is that? Grandma, please, grandma. Sit down, you won't sit in one place.
Initially, I didn't give their complaint much attention, as I am not against child discipline, not until my son showed me some ugly-looking flog marks on his back.
Don't worry, I'll tell Daddy when he comes back. Oh my baby, sorry. I know you must be feeling pains now. Sorry. Sorry, it's gonna be okay.
I was hard pressed to tell my husband, but he refused to see reasons with me, since he was brought up that way and he's turned out to be a responsible man he is today.
You can see, that was how I was disciplined. And today, by the grace of God, now I'm responsible. If that will make my children to be more responsible, I see nothing wrong in that.
Imposing.
Though my husband and his mother have valid points with regards upholding discipline, I, however, fail to see how brutality, in the name of discipline, is what will make my son turn a responsible adult. I don't buy into grandma's regimented kind of discipline for my children, but I don't know what to do when my husband is not on my side on this matter.
So right now we are at this point where we need to talk about the situation in question. When this child discipline just is between the man and the woman, it almost can easily be managed, especially because they love themselves. They want to make the other happy. But when a third party is coming in, the grandmother, like in this case, sometimes it could be the sisters or brothers to the father and mother. It could be just someone else. It could even be a nanny. So how best can this the parents in question for this situation, how best can they relate to the grandmother that, Mama, this is not the way you would think. I don't know, what's the best way you would advise them, Stella?
Believe in that scripture, spare the word and spoil the child. I still believe there should be some boundaries. It is not just every part of the body that rod should be used on. Just only one part, which is the buttocks. Why? Because the buttocks has a lot of muscles that even if you use it, that it won't be much of a what. It will not even inflict injuries on that particular child. I won't take it if I were to be that woman's shoes. Definitely. But because she's my mother-in-law, I want to tour the line of peace. I speak to my husband, he says nothing about it. I'll go and speak to my grandmother. Peacefully, Mama, this is not how it is being done. Parents most persons are getting it wrong that the way they were raised in the how many centuries away, they want to raise children of this generation in that same way. They will revolt. The children can keep calm and keep quiet, but the time we come, they will shut that thing that they will bottling up inside of them. They will spill it out and it will pour on you and it will pour on the society at large. So if I were to be in the woman's shoes, I will speak to my mother-in-law calmly. She may not like it. Because if the story is even touching kind of a mother, a grandmother that we know, they pet their grandchildren, they spoil them, they dose them with enough love and care. So for a grandmother to beat a grandchild to the extent of inflicting injury on that child, then I want to ask if that is really a grandmother. There must be something underneath it. There is something underneath it. Because if you care for a child, to discipline the child is to correct the child. To discipline the child is to show love for the child and to make the child, because naturally the children want to please their parents. Naturally, every child wants to please the parents, but they don't have the wherewithal to do that. Either we are guiding them and showing them direction, showing them the road, correcting them, loving them so that they can actually grow up to become what? To do the thing that they needed to do. So for you to inflict injury on my child, whether you are a mother-in-law, a grandmother, or a teacher, or a nanny, you have me to deal with too. Because you know why? No, even teachers do that in school.
Yeah.
How can your child do something wrong, you carry cane and you open your hand? You know, even here it's painful. Let alone the back of your hand. You are flogging the child on the back of the hand several times. Oh my God, if I catch you in that school, I'll take the cane from you. Let me show it to you only once and see how painful it is. Children are not, for crying out loud, they are still children. Most of the times we forget that we are once children before we become adults. And because they are still children, don't want them to act and behave like children. All of a sudden, it's not done that way. So after talking to my mother-in-law and she didn't comply, I will not use a harsh tone. Mama, hey, I will sweet talk her. Let her see reasons. And if she say no, how will we do my children from going to a place?
But how okay, we'll have to go on a break, but I still want to talk about this. At this point, the grandmother is like the only option they have. Knowing that they are both working. I know the way it is around the economy, everybody's working. So when you get someone that can take care of a child, that you can trust take care of a child for free, especially, it's like an added blessing. So how do you want her to cope around that? But when we come back on the break, you're going to answer that. Don't go anywhere. It's the decision. Welcome back to Decisions. Before we went on the break, we were trying to talk about what to do when a third party who you entrust the care of your child to is, being abusive to the child, what steps to take. And Stella was talking about how, for this particular case, she would have to discuss with the grandmother in a very polite way, that is, to let her know that that's not the way.
If I can't stand my mother-in-law physically abusing my children in the name of discipline, these are my children, for crying out loud. I think in the list of priority, they come first before my work. If I have to stop my work to be with them for the meantime, I have to do that.
But money's from the work. I think we should put ourselves out of the picture, because we are coming from a place where if you have to stop your work, somehow you can find a way. There are women out there that if they stop their job, it could spell doom for the family. And we know the financial situation of the home. And some of these women, they don't have a community. By community, I mean maybe church or people that we just naturally want to bless them by helping them with the children. So it's like this grandmother is almost like their only choice. So maybe we should take ourselves out of the picture.
Let's face reality. If you are pressed down to the wall and there's no way of exit again, what happens? You bounces back. These are my children that I've given birth to. Someone, whether a mother-in-law or someone else, is physically abusing them because I am not physically there for them. This can turn to something else if care not taken. Talking about job, there are so many things I can do as a housewife, even from my home, that can be giving me income, that can be giving me finances. I don't have to leave my job and go to somewhere else in the name of job, for me to have income. So I can make other, don't have to be a way out. So many way out. So many way out. The internet is out there. If I can't do internet marketing, there are other things I can do. While children are in school, there's something I can do within while they are in school. Before they come back from school, I've done what I want to do. I've made my money for that particular day. Then I can be with them when they are back from school. So there must be a way out. I can't trade the security and the comfort and the destiny of my children for anything, for job security. There's too much madness going out there in the name of job security. If that woman can actually look inward, there are some things that God has actually embedded in her that she can market out and sell out, and money will start coming to her, not going to answer yes sir, yes ma'am to somebody out there, in the detriment of her own children. But when tomorrow comes, definitely she's going to be regretting it. So what is the big deal? My job or my children? I have to make the choice myself.
Okay. So I think you heard Mrs. Elo. In other words, there should never be a time whereby your job is coming over family and all of that. And there's always, I think, what I even got that I like from what you said is that there's always an alternative for making money. It doesn't have to be your current job. And especially for the beginning, you might not get the same thing as what your job is paying you, but you
as
grow over
time
time.
goes on, you even exceed what that your job is.
You grow over time. Let's not be, one-minded and oh, this is the job. If I don't have this job, I don't have something else. Let's broaden our hearts. Especially if you have the Holy Spirit, He will tell you what to do. Pastor George, so how would you
I just smiled when she was talking, and I just cast my mind to say, are we of the proponent that all children brought up by a full-time housewife, they are very disciplined?
Okay.
That is not it. First of all, the age bracket of those children I saw on telly, they are in the naughty stage of, childhood. They can be very pranky, those children. And that does not mean that the mother-in-law should have treated them as such. But something that, we saw is that the mother-in-law maybe saw something the daughter-in-law is not doing. When they came to her place, she gives them maybe, come on, do your own work. You see, I'm not doing. Maybe the daughter-in-law is, okay, Junior, okay, you are not feeling well. She said, oh, these children will go spoiled in the future. My son is in trouble. Are you getting it? She starts to. What the daughter-in-law should have done is to maybe take time, go to the mother-in-law. Mommy, is there any problem? Are they misbehaving? And begin to, when she takes them back, train them and say, don't do that. She can even use the mother-in-law as a threat for them. If you do this, grandma will beat you. Do you understand? Because the age bracket is the teachable age. They are still on that age bracket for what we saw. So at that point, the mother-in-law can really discipline them, in quotes, but not with the cane that is on their backs. Those times, open your hands, they will cry, all those things. But she must have seen that this girl is spoiling my grandchildren. They will become useless in future. She's looking at the future to say, no, I won't like this. See, she doesn't have time. Because while she was dressing them, you saw that she was not even organized in taking care of them. That means there's a lot of loopholes around.
So how do we get, in as much as you are saying that there's something that the grandmother is saying that she's not seeing, which is understandable.
Yes,
but then how do we get the grandmother to come to a point?
Yes, that is where, like our pastor said, the couple can too work together. I said they agree. Both of them need to say, okay, grandmother is seeing something, and I think that we should also go and meet her, tell her about these children, the kind of way that they've been brought up now. It's not like before. The school they are attending, they are giving her a lot of, laxities. She should please be cautioned that it's not true, that they will change, not overnight. Let her take time on them. You understand what I'm saying? But that the mother, like children, have you seen some children are so naughty in the school? They can even, they can break another child's head. Have you seen it? They can bring, if the teacher is not very firm on them. But we are bringing in the rod. It's the rod that is not the problem. So I think that the mother-in-law should be told that no, rods are not to be used in such delicate parts of the children's body, because in trying to correct them, you might also injure them. When you injure them, it becomes another scar upon them. So those are the areas we can bring a dividing line. But the son is the one that ought to do this work.
That's true.
It is the duty of the son, because he has seen the beating of the mother, to meet and say, Mommy, no. These children are not brought up with gari in the morning. Eating gari. They are brought up with tea and egg. They might not reason the gari pattern of sense.
Correction.
In those days, children, small, they have sense. But these days, you are even blinking your eyes. I've seen a parent blinking your eye for the child. But before you cannot say it, when the mother looks at you sternly, tells you just move. You understand? The child will move, maybe because of the food that we are eating. But in as much as we have seen it, we've heard their problems. I think if you're having such issues, in family, it's a very small issue. As counselors, we know it's a very menial thing. All you need to do, talk to your husband. And if the mother-in-law loves you, go to her. But if she doesn't love you, don't bother. You go and mess up everything. Talk to your husband, make him see reason. Because he was brought up in that and you are not. make him see reason, ask him did he enjoy while he was being beaten. No matter whether you today become a responsible man or not, he might not really enjoy. Beating is not enjoyable, it's not pleasurable. So let him go and, you know, talk to his mother. He knows how to enter his mother. If he even kind of shout, "Mommy, don't do that," the mother won't take offense. But if the wife go and do it, in African culture, the whole family meeting for you. So you don't just need to do it. Talk to your husband to talk to them. It's not good to withdraw the children from her. Why? Because the man you are even doing it for will not like it. Before you know, you mark that against him. That look at you, his own mother. Always remember that as you are talking your own children, he's also another person's child. He wants all respect and love for his own mother. All we need to do is that let him go and talk to her. That mommy, please don't do that. Please.
Pastor Faye, what?
All right, I think there are different scenarios here now. We need to get a lot more details to be able to know exactly what action to take. Yes. Are these children unruly? Are these children rebellious? Right? Are there issues that the parents are ignoring, that the grandmother is noticing? All these children are well behaved, they're doing well, but the grandmother is just frustrated, right? And she's expressing all her anger and frustration on the children, right? So if we have full information on these issues, that is what will influence the right action to take, right? If it is out of frustration, then of course the best angle would be first talk with her, and if she's not willing to take heed, then please save your children and take them from her, because you notice that these children are not rebellious, but this woman is frustrated, and the children have become the target, yes, of that frustration, right? So that will be the best approach in that situation, right? But in a situation where the parents are neglectful, right, they don't have the time, they just allow the children live as they please, and the grandmother is the one who sees what is going on. However, our tactics is hard. Right? In that situation, then, like Mama said, it is important that the son goes to tell the mother, "Come on, please calm down on the beating. You understand what you're trying to do, and it's good. But don't do it this way." In a civilized society, we know what that can actually lead to. That woman can be arrested. So it's best to address the issues, based on what we know is best. And if these people are Christians, it makes it even better. Let them come up with something that they know will be best for the grandmother, for the parents, and for the children, so that peace can reign.
Pastor Majid, I want to ask you, is there an age bracket where you talked about age bracket before? So is there an age bracket where physical, beating or physical discipline rather becomes a no-no? And what age bracket should you? I think I read something somewhere that said there's an age bracket where you are friends to your children. They need you to be their friend. There's an age bracket where they need you to be a parent, and that means discipline them. So can you help us, clarify with the age brackets?
Well, what we studied is that between the ages of 4 to 8, the rules can be applied mildly, because that age bracket, guys, as I told you, naughty things comes to their head. It's okay. They imagine things out of this world. And television is also increasing it for them. I want to see children jumping from upstairs, thinking that is what is that man that used to fly down? Spider-Man. To them, the world is a fantasy. But from 9 years to 10, 11, they are coming towards the teenage age. And in the teenage age, my dear, reduce cane as much as possible. That is the age of reasoning. You have to make them to understand that in mathematics is even, that age they begin to give them complicated maths, puzzles to begin to go through. The brain can accept it. Whatever you do to them at that age, they think it twice. Why is she doing this to me? You understand what I'm saying? So that is the age that a parent should be very careful. From 10 years, don't bother to flog your child. Flog that child with your mouth. Call the child. Tell the child what he has done. There are ways of punishment which we didn't go. That is less than it's not of fraud. Tell the child, read so scriptures, number of scriptures for this thing I have done. Read 10 chapters of the Bible and come and tell me what. Yes, come and tell me what you must get. If you don't get it, no, I will not let you.
You will not have this.
You must read this book. You've done this, read this book and come and tell me. The children will do it. It's also painful for them to exert, kind of emotional energy, not just physical work.
Okay. So our final question for the day is, how do you help an abused child? Especially when the abuse could have come from you, it could have come from a third party. How do you help and whether it's your child or someone else's child, but how do you help a child that has been physically or mentally or emotionally abused, Pastor Efe's?
All right, I think the first thing to recognize in raising children is that children respond to words, what you tell them. A lot of what we see common now is emotional abuse. Oh, you are stupid, you don't know anything, see your mates, you can't do anything, you don't understand. Dull head. And we use these words unconsciously because our parents did the same to us. And for us, somehow, it motivated us to do better, right, for some. But a great deal of what we see now is that many children have low self-esteem. Yeah. They can't talk. Look at the average Nigerian child. You see, when he's talking, he can't express himself. He's looking down and all that. So all that needs to be corrected. One, begin to tell your children how special they are. Right? For children, especially who have been abused, tell them how special they are. Tell them what they can become. Inspire them. Let them see how wonderful they are, how intelligent they are. So use words, to build up their self-esteem. And as much as possible, try to make excuses for people. If it's like in the case that we've seen now, help the child not to develop bitterness for the grandmother. Yes. Let the child know that maybe grandmom is frustrated, so be careful with her. Try to make excuses, right? So that he doesn't or they don't grow up seeing their grandmother as one terrible person. Right? So use words, encouragement. If it's the parents, then sit your children down from time to time and explain why you did certain things, right? So that they don't think that, oh, yes, this is how it is. So apologize when you need to, appreciate your children when you need to, punish them when you need to, but try to create that balance between firmness and love.
Okay, thank you. Mrs. Elo, how do you help an abused child?
Just expression of love. Okay. Continually show them love. Because even you yourself, the parents, you may not have known that if you intentionally or mistakenly have abused the child, the one you know that you apologize for, the one you don't know you won't apologize for. And some children, because of this issue of low self-esteem, they will not want to tell you that, mommy, that thing you said or that thing you did really hurt my feelings. So continual show of love. Continual show of love to these children. I am a proud mother. I keep saying it. I'm a proud mother of how many? 4. And whenever I know that I do something that is out of line, I apologize immediately. Then the one I don't know my children are very, very you say, mommy, and okay, I don't know, so I'm sorry. So continuous show of love to them.
Okay, I think for an abused child, such a child needs prayer and understanding. I meet a lot of people like that. When you see somebody, the person is always squeezing. Find out what is making that person to squeeze. Always squeezing, always. The pessimists in our society, most of them are abused. If you see a child marrying an adult child, child to adult, and the girl is very happy leaving the father's house, mark it. Or the boy, you see, have you seen children, loved children, they don't even want to leave the home. Even a boy, you will be the parents of that, you must go and rent your house. Most people even leave the house at marriage. It's when they go and look for. But the one that he has been tolerating you all these years, the least opportunity, let him just get a job of 30,000. He wants to leave. Just to peace on his own. What he said, I want to have peace. That means his background has been faulted. He has looked back and said, no, there's nothing for me to learn from my parents. Let me go out and start a life. It's problem. And we see it happening now, very rampant in our society. You see such children, when they come to town, They don't even want to go and live with a Christian elder people.
Yes.
But the good ones, you see that they want to go and live with elder people. They want to belong. They know that yes, love will come from there. Let's make our homes loving. Let's make, put good behaviors in our children by making them to see that we also are example they should follow. Let's not expect so much from them that we ourselves do not even willing to give. For example, you must take first position. Ask yourself, did you take first position? You understand what I'm saying? You must be a lawyer. Are you one? You must be a doctor. Are you one? You must be an engineer. Are you one? No, you are not. All you need, if you desire such, because I think it is the power of desire is strong. When I was in secondary school, let me just cap it with this. We went for a quiz competition with a federal government girls secondary school at Bloma and other schools. So my school was a new school. We are not true. It's a government school, but we were new. And when these people were answering the question, my God, I saw Holy Spirit. My daughters will come to this school. Federal government college at Bloma. Do you know in secondary school I nursed that? When my daughter wanted to go to secondary school now, I remembered I said Buloma, and I feel that Buloma. Do you know 3 of my girls? I have 3 girls. The last one is still there. They all passed through Federal Government Girls College at Buloma because I desire it. So you can desire that your children should be. You see a doctor and you want your daughter to be a doctor. Good intention. Pray about it. Guide her. Not you must be a doctor. You must be a doctor. And if she doesn't have that, leave her. Maybe her granddaughter will become it. But not insist. There are people that have said, if you don't become this, I won't train you. And threatening the child. When children come up in an environment where threat is the order of the day, they will run away from it once the opportunity comes.
We hope to have you back on set very soon. Thank you very much. We hope that we've been able to answer some questions that have been plaguing you. If you think that you still need to talk to someone, you can reach out to us in the studio here. We have people that are willing to talk to you, or you can reach out to them. Their Facebook addresses and contact details are shown on the screen right now. Call them. I'm sure they will be willing to talk to you. Thank you very much for staying with us for Decisions. Till we see you again next week. My name is Rachel Biogene. Bye.
Today, I don't know what it is you've been looking for. Lift your head up to the sky. God is ready for you. Healing